Aries, if you have been feeling lately that something is about to change but you cannot quite explain what it is, pay attention to that feeling. August 16th, 2026, carries a different kind of energy for you. This is not simply another day on the calendar. It can bring a sudden realization, an unexpected message, an important conversation, or a small opportunity that quietly points toward a much bigger change. Something may happen today that initially seems ordinary. A message, a phone call, a conversation, a new idea, a person appearing at exactly the right moment. But beneath that simple event, there may be a deeper meaning. Today asks you to slow down just enough to recognize what is actually happening around you. If this reading is for you, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Stay until the end, because August 16th may reveal something important about your career, finances, relationships, emotions, and the direction you are about to take. The energy surrounding you today encourages movement, but not reckless movement. You naturally prefer action. When you see a problem, you want to solve it. When an opportunity appears, you want to take it. When something feels uncertain, you want an answer immediately. But today may teach you an important lesson. Not every delay is a rejection. Sometimes a delay is information. Sometimes the universe gives you extra time because you are about to make a decision that deserves more thought. And today, that extra time could work in your favor. Your professional life may become particularly active. A conversation with a colleague, manager, client, or business partner could give you information that changes your perspective. You may hear about a new project. You could be offered additional responsibility. Someone may recognize a skill that you have been using without receiving enough credit for it. Or you may suddenly realize that your current professional situation is no longer giving you the growth you need. If you have been thinking about changing jobs, starting a business, learning a new skill, or creating an independent source of income, August 16th is a good day to begin planning. You don't have to change everything today. You simply need to identify the first step. Update your resume. Research an opportunity. Send an email. Make the phone call. Write down the business idea. Begin the course. One small action can create momentum. And Aries, momentum matters. A door does not always open because you push harder. Sometimes it opens because you finally stand in the right place. Financially, today asks you to be intelligent rather than impulsive. You may feel tempted to spend money on something you've wanted for a while. Perhaps you have been telling yourself that you deserve a reward. And yes, you deserve to enjoy the results of your hard work. But before making a significant purchase, ask yourself whether the desire is temporary or whether the purchase genuinely improves your future. Today is better for planning money than wasting it. Look at your expenses. Think about your savings. Consider whether you could create another income stream. You may suddenly have an idea about how to turn one of your existing talents into something profitable. Don't dismiss that idea simply because it seems small. Many successful opportunities begin as something that nobody takes seriously at first. A skill you consider ordinary may be exactly what someone else is willing to pay for. Love and relationships also carry an important message today. If you are already in a relationship, you may feel the need for more honesty. There could be something you've been thinking about but haven't said. Maybe you want more attention. Maybe you want greater emotional security. Maybe you are thinking about the future. Or perhaps something your partner did recently has stayed in your mind longer than you expected. Don't turn silence into resentment. If something matters to you, talk about it. But choose your words carefully. Today is not about winning an argument. It is about understanding each other. A calm conversation could bring you much closer. And if the relationship has been under pressure, today's energy can reveal whether both people are genuinely willing to work toward the same future. For single Aries, August 16th may bring an interesting encounter. Someone could attract your attention through work, social media, friends, or an ordinary everyday situation. The person may not immediately appear to be your usual type. That is precisely why you should remain open. Sometimes attraction develops after curiosity. A conversation may stay in your mind long after it ends. You may find yourself wondering about this person later in the day. Don't rush. Allow the connection to reveal itself naturally. And if someone from your past suddenly contacts you today, don't let nostalgia make the decision for you. A return does not always mean a reunion. Sometimes people return because there is unfinished emotional business. Sometimes they return because they genuinely want another chance. And sometimes their return simply shows you how much you have changed. Ask yourself, would I choose this person today? Or am I remembering who I was when I knew them? The answer may surprise you. Your social environment may also provide an important clue today. A friend could tell you something useful. Someone may recommend you for an opportunity. A casual conversation could introduce you to a person who becomes important later. So don't isolate yourself completely. Be available for meaningful conversations. You never know which ordinary interaction could become the beginning of something extraordinary. Emotionally, August 16th may feel like a mirror. It can show you what you have been avoiding. Perhaps you've been trying too hard to prove yourself. Perhaps you've been carrying someone else's expectations. Perhaps you've been afraid to admit that you want something different. Today gives you permission to be honest with yourself. You don't have to continue a path simply because you started it. You don't have to remain in a relationship simply because you once loved someone. You don't have to stay in a job simply because other people think it is secure. And you don't have to keep pretending that something makes you happy if it no longer does. Growth sometimes begins with a quiet admission. This is no longer enough for me. That doesn't make you ungrateful. It means you are evolving. Your energy may fluctuate today. You could feel highly motivated in the morning and suddenly need quiet later. Don't fight that change. Give yourself moments without noise. Take a walk. Listen to music. Write down your thoughts. Spend time away from people who constantly demand your attention. Your mind may need space to process everything it has been carrying. And when you finally become quiet, an answer may appear that you could not find while constantly searching. There is also a subtle warning around communication today. Don't react to the first thing you hear. Someone may misunderstand your words. A message could be interpreted incorrectly. A conversation could become tense simply because one person assumes instead of asking. If something sounds confusing, clarify it. If someone says something that hurts you, don't immediately respond from anger. Take a breath. Give yourself time. Your first reaction doesn't always represent your wisest response. And Aries, wisdom is one of your greatest strengths when you allow yourself enough time to use it. Today can also bring an important realization about the future. You may suddenly understand that the life you want requires different choices from the ones you've been making. If you want more financial stability, you need different financial habits. If you want healthier love, you need stronger boundaries. If you want professional success, you may need to become comfortable with learning something new. If you want peace, you may need to stop giving your energy to people and situations that constantly disturb it. The future is not built through one giant decision. It is built through small decisions repeated consistently. And August 16th may be the day when one of those decisions becomes clear. Pay attention to unexpected signs today. A person mentioning an idea you were already thinking about. A message arriving at an unusual time. An opportunity appearing from an unexpected source. A conversation that gives you exactly the information you needed. Don't assume every coincidence is destiny. But don't ignore useful patterns either. Sometimes life doesn't shout. Sometimes it whispers. And today you may need to listen carefully. By the evening, you may feel that something has shifted inside you. Perhaps nothing dramatic happened. Maybe the day looked completely ordinary from the outside. But internally, you may have reached a conclusion. You may have decided to stop chasing someone. You may have decided to apply for something. You may have decided to save more money. You may have decided to have an honest conversation. You may have decided to finally begin something you've postponed for months. And that decision could matter more than any dramatic event. Because Aries, the biggest turning points in life don't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes they arrive as clarity. A quiet moment when you finally know what you need to do. So on August 16th, 2026, don't rush through the day. Watch. Listen. Notice. Think before responding. Stay open to unexpected opportunities. Protect your money. Speak honestly in love. And most importantly, trust yourself without abandoning common sense. You don't need to know exactly where the road leads. You only need to recognize whether the next step is taking you closer to the person you want to become. If something feels wrong, don't ignore it. If something feels promising, investigate it. If someone makes you feel valued, appreciate the connection. If someone repeatedly drains you, protect your boundaries. And if an opportunity appears unexpectedly, don't reject it simply because it wasn't part of your original plan. Aries, August 16th is about recognizing the difference between movement and progress. You can move quickly and still go nowhere. But one thoughtful decision in the right direction can change everything. Perhaps today is not the day when your entire life changes. Perhaps it is something more subtle. Perhaps today is the day when you change the decision that eventually changes your life. And sometimes, that is exactly how a new chapter begins.